Coach Kyle Kooima just finished up another Diggers football season. Your overall thoughts on the season?
I think we had a pretty solid season. The record didn't turn out like we wanted, going with one win. But at the beginning of the season, we set our goals to compete in every game. And when I talk about competing, that means not hanging your heads. In football, things happen, bad plays or whatever. But our kids really bought into the competing all the way to the end of the game, and they didn't get down on themselves if we were down, and several of the games that we lost, we were competing right up to the end, and had some really tough games, but really played well, and just didn't get the win. But yeah, that was the biggest thing. Let's compete. Let's be relentless. Let's hit. Let's be physical, and I really feel like our kids. They bought into that, and they did a great job of doing that. The wins and losses just didn't pan out the way we had wanted and hoped, but a lot of great things, saw a lot of growth, and just really proud of the kids and the progress that they made from day one, from stuff from the summer, just the work they put in, and just a good group of kids too, and how they just buy in, and they're coachable, and so a really great group of kids, and I think we had a lot of fun moments and a lot of good moments and good memories, and proud of them.
You mentioned the preseason summer workouts. From then right on through the season, the kids had a lot of intensity throughout.
Yeah, in the summer we tried to ramp it up a little bit, putting some open gym type activities together, doing a camp, and hosting kind of our own little camp. So they were going since June, and really came into the start of football knowing a lot more of the offense and the schemes and the defense and schemes that we were hoping to do, and they put in a lot of work, consecutive months there, 4 or 5 months of work and time, and committed to the sport. And I really think that made a huge difference. I really think that helped us against some of those tougher opponents that we were able to hang with them a little more. Last year we had some games that were over pretty early, and this year, there were still a few that were not real close, but take a quarter away here or a quarter away there, and it's a different ball game. And they've been going hard, and they bought in, and I saw a ton of growth from June throughout the summer, and then even more into the season. And I'm just proud of those kids for the commitment, for the work that they put in, and just hope they continue to put that work in throughout the off season.
Coach, talk about your playmakers on offense.
Well, when you talk about playmakers, oftentimes the old linemen get overlooked, and they are actually playmakers. They make the plays happen. Now, while freshman Zaid Seaman ran for 600-700 yards or whatever, and scored the majority of our touchdowns. An impressive season for a freshman, I'll say that. I know he'll be first to credit the O-linemen for getting after it. And, guys like Connor Harrison and Peyton Pigsley, Brady Ranapa, Logan Nelson, Ryan Silvernail, even Tyrell Seaman in there. Those guys really got after it, and without them, there's nothing we can execute. But Bo Wichterman at quarterback, we didn't throw it a ton, but he managed. He ran the offense. He made checks at the line of scrimmage, and without that, without the leadership and his experience and knowledge, along with Drew Janke, who's spent time at quarterback, he's a heck of a little blocker, and didn't get a ton of carries, but just those two and their knowledge really make a huge difference, and allow some of those other plays to happen. And some other kids that played here and there, but definitely statistically, you'd point out Zaid had a really impressive freshman season, and Cannon Rogers led the team in receptions, and really did a nice job. And Peyton Percy did just about everything for us in the backfield. He ran it. He played wide receiver. He lined up at QB, and Just because the numbers aren't as big as somebody else's, doesn't mean their roles were any less. Sometimes those kids are, Peyton and Drew, and the kids that Tyrell Seaman, the kid he played tight end and O-line and fullback. I mean, with smaller roster size, you got kids like that step up and make plays, and that's what's really cool about this team is you got a lot of kids that are versatile, and you don't have just a kid who's stuck at one position like I'm only ever going to be, a left guard. These kids are playing all over the place, and so it's a challenge, but they step up, and so to me, everybody's a playmaker on the offensive side.
The offenses you faced, none of them are the same, so it's always a challenge for your defense.
Yeah, on the defensive side, we kind of changed some things up from what we were working on in the summer, just try to fit our personnel a little bit better. The first two games being a little shorthanded on the D-line, but then when Peyton Pigsley was playing again, we were able to go with a four-man line and put some kids in different spots and really up the the pressure, up the blitz game. Our back end, our secondary guys have a lot of experience. Peyton Percy's been starting as a freshman, and Cannon Rogers saw a lot of time last year as a sophomore. And we threw some different people back at safety, Finn Kane and Phoenix, Canada, and those guys. Really pleased with our secondary and some of the things that we were able to do up front because of being solid on the back end. And our linebackers, we kind of shuffled some people around there as well. I think Ryan Silvernail led the team in tackles, and he played several different locations, on the defensive side of the ball as well. And even Cruz Molman, who missed a good chunk of the season due to injury, when he was back in, he's just was a difference maker, whether he's making tons of tackles or whatever, but making plays and helping defense, linebackers and other players make plays behind him. And up on the front there, Connor Harrison had quite a bit of tackling, over 30 tackles as a D lineman and a lot of tackles for loss. But really, I think Drew Janke was our defensive leader. The pressure that he was able to put on teams and his timing of blitzes were critical, especially in, I would say, our game versus Bellefouche. He really had an impact on in that game, and our game versus Hot Springs, where we were going right down to the wire with them. Just some of the plays that he's able to make. It really set the tone for our defense. And there was a nice stretch there with our defense where we were able to adjust to whatever the teams were bringing and whatever offenses we were seeing, and we were able to slow some teams down, shut some teams down who traditionally score quite a bit of points. And so really proud of again that flexibility and versatility that our kids have, and the energy and relentlessness that the kids brought every day in every game on the defensive side.
Hey, Coach, talk about some of your athletes that may play football at the next level.
Yeah, we got a couple of seniors, that have been in contact with some coaches. Connor Harrison's had several offers from some schools, all mostly in the area, some Division II ones down the street at School of Mines and USF, Shadron State in this area. And he's got some conversations with some other coaches still going on from other schools, and he'll I suppose at some point make that decision as far as what he'd like to do. And I know Peyton Pigsley's been in communication with some schools, and when you're playing, football's got 5 linemen, so having a big body out there and developing those kids, I think those two will make a college football team very happy and have some success at the next level. I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Bo Wichterman, sometimes you get some of the late recruiting as a kicker. While we didn't kick a ton of field goals or PATs, he's got a really good leg, and it wouldn't surprise me to hear from some smaller schools, just checking to see gauge his interest level. And and I'll talk about Drew Janke, maybe not as a football player, but I know he's I think he could go small school, but I know wrestling is kind of his thing. I think he's excited to see what this wrestling season brings for him, and I think he'll get some attention from schools as a wrestler. So, but yeah, other than that, those guys, whether or not they want to choose to pursue that or not, they have the potential to participate at the next level.
Hey, Coach, always great to talk to you, and we look forward to seeing the Diggers next year.
Yeah, you bet. I appreciate you guys coming out and visiting with us all season long.